The Albright library was Sarah Maddox's sanctuary. Ancient texts whispered secrets. Dusty shelves held forgotten lore. Sarah, a historian and adventurer, thrived in this world. One rainy Tuesday, Sarah stumbled upon a hidden compartment. Inside lay a rolled-up parchment. It was a map, but not like any she'd seen before. This map spoke of uncharted waters and a place called Eldara, the Lost Island, a mythical paradise swallowed by the sea centuries ago. Could it be? Sarah's heart pounded with excitement. This was the discovery of a lifetime. Legends of Eldara were passed down through generations. They spoke of a civilization lost to time, swallowed by the sea in a single night. Some dismissed it as a fable, but Sarah felt a glimmer of truth in the tales. The map was old, the ink faded and the edges brittle. Yet the intricate details were clear. Islands, currents, even landmarks matched ancient descriptions of Eldara. This was no mere fairy tale. Sarah knew she couldn't ignore this call to adventure. She had to find Eldara, but she couldn't do it alone. She needed a crew, people she could trust, people who believed in the impossible. Hale, a seasoned cartographer, scoffed at the mention of Eldara. Fairy tales for gullible fools, he'd say, but Sarah knew better. Behind his gruff exterior resided a thirst for the unknown. Sarah presented the map to Jackson. He examined it, his skepticism slowly giving way to intrigue. The meticulous details, the age, the sheer improbability of it all, it was too compelling to ignore. "All right, Sarah," Jackson conceded, a spark igniting in his eyes. "Let's say this Eldara does exist. How do we even begin to find it?" The hunt had begun. Mei Ling, a skilled sailor and navigator, was known for her calm demeanor and unmatched skill at sea. If anyone could navigate them through treacherous waters, it was her. Finding Mei Ling at the docks was easy. Convincing her to embark on a near-impossible voyage was another matter. Sarah laid out the map, explaining its significance. Mei Ling listened patiently, her eyes studying the map. Finally she spoke, a knowing smile playing on her lips. "A journey like this needs a captain who respects the sea and its mysteries." She was in. Section 5. Tobias Black, Jack of all trades. Tobias Black was a man of many talents, engineer, mechanic and a skilled diver. He could fix anything, build anything, and his unwavering optimism was infectious. Sarah found Tobias tinkering away in his workshop, surrounded by gears and gadgets. When she told him about Eldara and the journey ahead, his eyes lit up with excitement. "A lost island, you say? Now that's a challenge I can get behind," he exclaimed, already mentally preparing his tools and equipment for the adventure. Section 6. The Aurora, a ship of dreams. Their vessel awaited the Aurora. A sturdy schooner, weathered but reliable. She had seen her share of storms and emerged victorious. Sarah knew the Aurora could handle the journey ahead. Under Mei Ling's watchful eye, the ship was prepared. Sails were mended, ropes tested, and supplies loaded. The Aurora was more than just a ship. She was their lifeline. Each day, the crew worked tirelessly, their shared purpose forging a bond of camaraderie and trust. Sarah felt a surge of gratitude for her companions. Together, they would face whatever the seas threw their way. Section 7. Charting the Unknown. Jackson pored over the ancient map, deciphering its secrets. He plotted a course, taking into account currents, prevailing winds and potential hazards marked on the parchment. The map was their guide, but it was also riddled with unknowns. Unexplored territories, shifting sandbars, and the ever-present threat of storms kept them on their toes. "We're sailing into the unknown," Jackson reminded them, tracing a finger along the charted course. But that's part of the adventure, isn't it? The thrill was palpable. Section 8. Preparations and Farewells. As the day of departure approached, a flurry of activity engulfed the docks. Last-minute supplies were loaded, farewells exchanged, and promises whispered. Sarah embraced her family, their faces etched with a mixture of worry and pride. She knew they didn't fully understand her need to find Eldara, but they supported her nonetheless. The air crackled with anticipation. The crew of the Aurora stood ready, their faces a mix of excitement and trepidation. The time had come to set sail. Section 9. Setting sail for legend. As the sun peeked over the horizon, casting long shadows across the harbour, the Aurora slipped her moorings. With a snap of the sails and a gentle push from the outgoing tide, they were off. The journey to Eldara had begun. The ship cut through the waves, leaving behind the familiar world and venturing into the unknown. The sea stretched before them, vast and mysterious. Sarah stood at the bow, the salt spray on her face, her heart filled with a sense of purpose and adventure. They were sailing towards legend, and she wouldn't rest until they found it.